I'm having a bit of a reminiscing kind of a moment out here, and it's really great. Well, here I am. I'm in Joshua Tree National Park, and I'm going to go for a hike. I have about 2.5 hours till sunset, maybe 2 hours and 45 minutes. Is the wind buffeting that microphone? I really can't tell. But I'm kind of going blind here. I just drove in for a couple hours this afternoon, so I'm here in Southern California for some family stuff, but I have a short little window here where I could get out and do some photography this afternoon. And luckily there's some interesting clouds in the sky and the potential for some interesting skies, versus a lot of times out here in the desert is just plain old blue sky. So I'm excited to see some interest in the sky, and my plan is to go out and walk out into the rock piles and look for interesting compositions out there. I'm putting together a backpack here that has a few things in it. I'm going to bring Fuji X-T2. Currently it has a 10 to 24 millimeter wide angle lens on it, so I can do some big wide angle stuff with this. My guess is that I'm going to end up wanting to shoot mostly with the infrared black and white, which is the Fuji X-T20 that has an infrared conversion. Right now I have a 55 to 200 millimeter lens on this camera, and so I've got a 10 to 24, a wide angle. I'm going to bring the 16 to 55 millimeter lens, and then a 55 to 200. So I'm going to bring 3 lenses, and I'll have everything covered from a 35 millimeter equivalent of 15 to 300 millimeters. So that should really be great. Should do anything I want to do out there, and just a great afternoon for some landscape photography. So I'm going to put those items into a backpack, some water, an extra jacket because it's windy, and when the sun starts to go down, it's going to get cold out here in the desert. It is early March, and it's busy out here. I can't believe it. But at any rate, I'm going to put this stuff together and then go out for a few hours to walk around out amongst the rocks in the desert. Okay, I'm also bringing extra batteries. The Fuji cameras both take the same battery, so I'm going to bring a few extra of those. And I got to bring extra batteries for my video camera that I'm filming this on. And then I have another little point and shoot that I'll shoot videos and time lapses on. I'm going to bring extra batteries for that. I'm going to bring some filters, a polarizing filter, and a neutral density filter if I want to do some long exposure like clouds blurring stuff. Just in case, I'm going to throw those in the backpack. And that's it. I'm good to go. I need to put a hat on too. I did sunscreen up. This pasty whiteness, it's pretty overwhelming. And a tripod. Gotta remember the tripod. that's it. Let's roll. Alright, I'm going to take a peek at this as a potential photograph. A big Joshua tree. This is a really tall one. Casting a shadow on the rock here has potential for a photograph. So I'm going to spend a few minutes here trying to figure out what I can do with this. Mostly what lens I can use, because there's a bunch of stuff in the way. It's a really beautiful, clean shadow right up against the rock. But there's a ton of stuff in the foreground here. So I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna try and make this photo, but I'm gonna spend a minute here, see what I can figure out. So right off the bat, I'll just try this lens. It's the Fuji X-T2 with a 10-24. This is my widest lens. So I'm gonna see how this might look. All right, I actually like this. It's kind of a tricky one. I'm actually standing in the shadow here, right at the base of the tree. So I'm standing as close as I can to the tree, and so I'm not leaving a shadow in the picture as well. Because here's kind of what it looks like on the wall. You know, if I'm standing here taking a picture, whatever. So I got to get myself lined up totally perfect so I'm hidden in the shadow here. And then at 10 millimeters, I can get the whole tree shadow in, and I kind of like it. For a first picture of the day, I'm really happy with this. Okay, this actually might look kind of funny on this. Well, I'm trying to hide myself in the shadow of the tree so my shadow isn't on the rock too, but that's what I got to do. All right, I like that. Now I'm actually going to try that in infrared, black and white too. Although I really like it in color too. The color of this granite is really beautiful right now with the sun on it. All right. Great first picture there here in Joshua Tree, and now I'm going to keep cruising. Whew, it's windy out here. Can you see my hair blowing in the wind? Yeah, not so much. I'm just kind of wandering out here looking for interesting compositions, interesting shapes, of which there are a bazillion interesting shapes out here. Everywhere you look. The rocks are amazing. The Joshua trees, fantastic. So there's interesting shadows and shapes and textures, and interesting clouds is a really nice piece of the puzzle. So it's a nice Joshua tree. I don't know, I'm gonna keep looking, keep making photos along the way, but this is fun. So many opportunities out here to just kind of test and hone your creativity skills and composition finding skills, because I just know there's cool photos to be made everywhere out here. Just limitless possibilities. Really nice. It's great to be back here in Joshua Tree. It's fun to come out here and explore. I haven't been back here for many years. I used to, back in my younger days, I used to rock climb a fair amount, and so probably 20 plus years ago, I spent a handful of days. We camped out here for a while with some buddies and did some rock climbing and exploring a couple of different times, like college spring breaks and stuff like that. We'd come down here, and it's just a really cool place. At the time, it wasn't even a national park yet. It was still a national monument, and I've driven through a couple of times and made a few snapshots, but haven't really taken much time to hike around and explore a bit. Not that I'm really taking much time today, because I've only got a few hours to be out here before sunset today. But anyway, it is great to be out here exploring and cruising around on the rocks. My rock climbing days are long gone, but it's fun to be reminded of how gritty this rock is, and how it just chews your fingers to shreds when you're climbing on it, and just kind of be reminded of a long time ago and some of the fun I used to have with friends out here. So I'm having a bit of a reminiscing kind of a moment out here, and it's really great. And it's, I don't know what kind of critter that is, but I'd love to find out. Making a funny noise up there in the rocks. But anyway, I'm having a great time being out here. Just beyond the photography. The photography is super fun too. I love the challenge of this kind of photography, of looking for little scenes amongst these huge piles of rock, and looking for just shapes and textures and lines that seem to work together. Whether I'm successful or not is totally subjective, but I'm having a fun time being out here. And got some decent clouds kind of hanging around the horizon where the sun's going to be setting later. So I'm going to keep my fingers crossed and be hopeful the sunset might turn out nice. But even if it doesn't, I'm enjoying being out here more than I thought I would. Just remind me of hiking and rock climbing and being young and camping and all that stuff. So it's really nice. But anyway, I guess I better go keep walking around. I don't want to waste the entire evening rambling on in front of the camera about stuff that people probably don't care too much about. Who knows though. All right, I'll keep going. Switch hats. Right, sun went behind some clouds over there. Way off in the distance. But I should still have some daylight. There's a kind of a layer of clouds. Then maybe some clearing. And then maybe those clouds will light up in beautiful colors for sunset. So I'm going to start thinking about where I want to be for actual sunset. And honestly, I have no idea right now. I haven't been looking for that yet. So I'm going to start thinking about it and keeping my eye open for something that might work well. Which probably, at this point, if I had to guess, I'd say I'm going to silhouette an interesting rock formation looking to the west into the sun, but there's also a potential that looking east, some of these clouds up overhead, those might light up in some beautiful colors too, which would be really nice. So I'm going to be scoping this direction too, looking for an interesting rock formation or composition looking that way, and then instead of silhouetting it, I would actually have some light on those rocks, which would honestly probably be better. I would prefer that, I think. So, but I'm getting to that point. I'm going to still be looking for kind of artsy-fartsy, landscapey stuff. And I hope I find some more. I've already had a great time out here and made some photographs that I like, so it's all gravy from here, but sunset has good potential, it looks like. So I'm going to really start putting some effort into looking for a nice sunset location. Ooh. Wow, look how pretty that light is. Just fantastic out here. And I am not in a good spot for sunset. I might have blown it, because I don't have much time before the sun's going down. We'll see. I'm going to scramble. So there's a good chance I won't be videotaping much. Videotaping? Tape. Who uses tape? I won't be shooting much video from here on out. But it's just fantastic. But I'm going to have to scramble to find something to shoot at sunset here. I've got pretty clouds though. There's a good chance those are going to light up. There's pretty clouds that way. Those might light up. It's got good potential, but I don't have a composition yet, so I'm going to scramble. So please don't hold it against me if I hardly shoot any more video. Well, the sun has gone behind the mountains over there, and I still don't have a composition for sunset. Shit. But I'm still looking. I got a big giant boulder rock mountain there that's going to block the light. So I gotta hike around it that way before I have any chance of seeing the light over here where the sun is setting. But looking this way to the east, it's not too bad. There's some really nice rock formations over there that if those clouds light up in beautiful color, I'll at least be able to get some photos of those rocks with the kind of alpenglow, maybe. We'll see what happens. For the moment, it doesn't look good. But everything can change in a heartbeat. So I'm going to keep looking and keep moving and get around this big ass rock that's blocking any potential light and any potential shot. Okay, I'm committed to being right where I am. The clouds are starting to color up back there. A little bright still, but they're starting to color up that way. Starting to get a little bit of color this way. And I am where I am. So I'm going to grab my wide angle lens and run around, try and just look for some interesting rock formations within, 100 yards of me here, and just kind of run and gun. Because the clouds are great and I'm out of time. So this is where I'm shooting sunset from tonight. Hope it works out. Alright, it got dark. I better get out of here. I gotta hike back to my car. I stayed out here a little longer than I thought I would. Actually, that's not true. I'm just a little further from my car than I thought I would be. So, I'm going to be out here a little longer than I thought I would by the time it's all done. Alright, I'm back to the car. All went well. I'm safe. I didn't get bitten by a snake or a scorpion. I made some nice pictures. I'm doing thumbs up because I'm silhouetted and that's all I can do. You can't see this, that I'm smiling or happy or anything. But had a great time out here. So that'll be it for Joshua Tree National Park. It's a little something different for me out here in the desert. And it was wonderful. If you ever get a chance, come on out here. It's a super cool place. It's really busy right now. All the rock climbers are out here. It's kind of high season. It's cold today though. So I imagine they had a chilly day on the rock, but great place to be. Appreciate you watching the video. Have a great rest of your day and I'll see you again soon. Later.